but only at a reduced level, as Belgrade threatened to crack down.
Is NATO planning to do anything on the Danube side or maybe Black Sea side?
It's not clear why he was going. Was it a sign that he believed that it was the moment to leave Yugoslavia? Was he trying to arrange some financial transaction for the benefit of his boss? We don't know. But the good thing is that as these people try to leave, they are finding that there are not many safe areas where they are welcome.
You reflect on it, and what's the NATO procedure if the neck is presented?
Antonio, I don't know the precise circumstances of these 15. Well, we will continue to work very hard to convince Russia that our strategy is the right one, because it's the only one that will successfully resolve the Kosovo crisis. But it's not a strategy which consists in bombing alone. We are not a bombing-only organisation, because our countries, the countries that are involved in this operation, are also the ones that are most committed to finding a peaceful diplomatic solution.
Assembly of these 50,000 troops over the next few weeks, and it's emerged during questions to you about that.
He has to meet the 5 conditions, and he has to show that he means that indeed, and not simply word, by withdrawing his forces. That is something that he can do tomorrow. There's no particular thinking period that's required here. We're going to insist on that. This is not these 5 conditions are not negotiable. I really want to make that clear. These are not simply starting points for a negotiation, that you put into play and you see where you end up. No. Those are the conditions that we want to have, not at the entry point, but at the exit point of this process. And that's where we're insisting on them. They're non-negotiable. We're not going to back away from them.
But there seems to be a fear even within NATO that were it to stop, it might not be able to resume, or that it would even create...
It's not true to say one peacekeeper looks like any other peacekeeper and therefore is interchangeable. No, those refugees have said time and time again to us that they will only go back if they see NATO in that peacekeeping force. It doesn't mean to say that they have to see the NATO flag everywhere or the NATO logo plastered on every building, but they need to know that that force is a force which is built around that NATO core, that NATO soldiers are providing the bulk of that force, that the type of NATO command arrangements which we know work are there, that force is a force which is going to be respected by all. It's not going to crumble like a pack of cards at the first sign of a challenge. The end of the briefing for today, so see you tomorrow. Thank you again.
Continuing on that subject.
Yes, Madam Speaker, there's no doubt at all it is a significant and a right move. It is on the basis that was said by NATO yesterday, but I think it is important now that we have demonstrated the clear intent and determination that we shall make sure there is a sufficient force so that the refugees can be allowed back home properly.
And have received nothing. £100 million was given to trawler owners.